All right, Vanessa, so this is day 4, and today we're gonna go over all the pushing exercises. All the pushing exercises or movements are much like the pulling. Remember, yesterday I told you about the 3 directions in which we pull. You pull horizontally, you'll pull from the top towards the center, or you pull from the bottom towards the center. Those are your 3 types of pulls. Likewise, there are 3 types of pushes. You could push from the center going up, you could push horizontally, and you could push from the center going down. This is an overhead press, this is a bench press or a push-up, and this is a dip. Let's start with the overhead press. I'll take off my shoes over here. So you have the bar positioned like so, and just like any other movement, you do your little cowboy guns here, and you grab it as if you're doing a back squat. And that's usually good enough for your grip, depending on the size of your shoulders, your shoulder width. Sometimes I could go even a little bit closer, but that's my standard. I approach the bar. I almost adopt a front squat position, but with all of my fingers wrapping around the bar, all right? Back up. Place myself in that Romanian deadlift position, sticking my butt out, opening the pickle jar a bit, knife in the back, newspaper in your armpit, cave diver breath. I'm doing 2 breaths when I do this. I'm breathing in here, pushing, breathing in again, bringing it back down. I'll do it again from this angle. You'll notice I'm doing a bit of a push, okay? I like to absorb with my legs and push off of my legs ever so slightly. Why? Because when you're doing really heavy weights all the time and frequently, like in this program, you don't want to be locking out the joints all the time. You want to absorb that energy. Otherwise, you're going to wear out your back. You're going to hurt your back at some point, and it's just not necessary. So it's a bit of a push press, not a strict press, but that's okay. Again, from this angle, look at my feet. Look what I'm doing. Notice how I'm doing 2 breaths and back it up. That's pretty much it. Any questions? Pretty straightforward? Go ahead, it's all yours. Again, we like to train with the shoes off, so our feet could signal our brain, tell our brain what to do. There's good communication. It's all you. Why don't you face the other way, face the camera, for the purposes of instruction here. That's it. Now you're going to bring the bar over here like you're doing a front squat. Now remember, the bar has to be here. So go ahead, put your neck there. Yeah, you got to get into it more. Make it touch right over there.
Okay.
More. It's not touching. Get down. Get it in. More, more, more. There you go. Press, press, press. More. Come in there. Remember the quagmire? Remember this? Right? Giggity goo. Remember the F you face, the fuck you face?
Yeah.
Do that. Exactly. Push it in there. Good. Because this is light now, but one day it's going to be heavy, and you're going to need it to be over the center of your foot. Lift this up a bit. Nice deep breath, and walk forward. Great. It's all you. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. There you go. Okay, do it again. Push through the feet. Open the pickle jar. There's no drive in your feet. Push those feet down into the ground hard. Open your knees up a bit, okay? You're opening the pickle jar. Remember what you have to do. You have to push down with your feet, push up with your hands. String theory. There you go. That was much better. Good. Back it up. Okay? So that was great. Stand back to where you were. Now, and it was just kind of like yesterday. You were having difficulty because, one, you haven't warmed up. So I'm reminding you in your warm-up here, you have to remember to push down, equal opposite forces here. You're pushing down as you're pushing up to stabilize the center. Remember the string is tight at the top, tight at the bottom. The center is nice and stable. And because of that, you're able to keep your balance. When you were doing that first set, you were doing it and your feet were dancing. That's how I know that you were not pushing into the ground and opening the pickle jar. Right? So the whole storyline is something you remind yourself of over and over again in order to have stability. It's not to be silly, it's to have stability. So again, from this position, I'm in there like this. Okay, my neck touches first. And now the bar is shelved onto my area here, onto my shoulder area. If I show from a side angle here, it's against my neck. My elbows are pushing forward. If you have something that's like twice your body weight here on the bar and you're pushing that overhead, there's no way you're gonna be able to hold the bar like this. There's no freaking way, right? You need to have it in that front squat position. That way, at least you could get into the right position to start. Same principles. Big breath. See how you were missing those 2 breaths before? So, can you do it holding your breath in one shot? Yes, you can. It would look like this. I personally don't like that though, because I find it leads to crappy movements. And I think when you're at this point over here, you should be able to lock it out for an extended period of time, unless it's super, super heavy. But as you train up to whatever weight you're trying to reach, you should be able to do both. Go ahead. Again, face the camera. I'm gonna guide you right through it now, okay? So bar on the neck, yeah. Angry bus driver, newspaper in the armpit, knife in the back. Feel it, exactly. Walk forward 1, 2.5. Open the pickle jar with your feet. Remember the story, Romanians are sexy. Angry bus driver, newspaper in the armpit, knife in the back. Let me see the breath. Look straight ahead. I want you to just listen to the words. There you go. Whenever you're ready. Beautiful, 1. Now pop your head forward as it's overhead, go. Pop your head forward. Pop your head through it. There you go, because now the bar is right over the center of your foot. 2, chest out. Angry bus driver, newspaper in the armpit. Great, feet nice and stable. Back it up. We'll do it one more time. See how you were letting it go as you were backing up? If that was
the bar?
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get away with that with a really heavy weight, right? So just keep it on your neck area. I'll show from the back one time myself, okay? Here I am like this, picking it up, planting my feet, slight bend in the knees, okay? My ass is sticking out. That's close the door, shave the leg, slap in the butt. Remember that part of the story? Nice deep breath in. There we go. You got one more to do. It's getting better and better. This is part of your warm-up, right? I'm gonna put these puppies on. It's all you. Feeling, you're thinking about the feeling. Great. You got it. And push, string theory, feet in the ground and down. Hold on there. Take your time, okay? Yeah. Pop your head through, stand tall, yes. Back it up, perfect. So you see what happened when you did one breath? You had a lot of instability. This is why I promote 2 breaths, at least for beginners. It makes life a lot easier. That's an overhead press, okay? Nothing else to it. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set up for a bench press. So, I'm gonna stand over here. Okay. So now we're gonna do bench press. I have it set up over here. Watch me first, okay? I'm gonna be speaking out loud as I do the movements. You're gonna start to see how this relates to a Romanian deadlift. When I say to someone a bench press is similar to a Romanian deadlift, usually they say, what the hell are you talking about? But I'm gonna show you using the storyline we've already learned, using the cues we've already learned, that a bench press is just like a Romanian deadlift. All movements are essentially the same. So of course you sit down, and the first thing you wanna do is find your grip, and I recommend ring finger on the ring. Okay, you got the little rings over here, and you back yourself up as far back as possible like so. So your head is way past the bar. And now, have you ever seen that movie, The Exorcist?
Yeah.
Okay, you know that scene where the girl possessed by the devil is walking down the stairs backwards, all messed up and scary looking? Well, that's the first part of this whole process, is the exorcism. Okay, I want you to get in this position here, and I want you to lift your eyes up like so, under the bar. You see what I'm doing? My whole body is off the bench right now. You see that? It takes a little bit of strength, and then you place yourself right under the bar. Starts off with my feet back here. I keep my feet in place, and I wiggle under the bar. Now my eyes are under the bar, and I've put a stretch in these muscles here, in my hip flexors. My heels are lifted. Now from that position, I apply force up into the bar, and I slowly bring my right foot forward, and I dig it in. Digging it in means I'm pushing it into the ground, and I can feel my hamstring and my butt muscles contract forcibly. Now the other side, there's always tension here. I'm using that string theory. There we go. Okay? I take a nice deep breath in. Angry bus driver, newspaper in the armpit, knife in the back. Opening the pickle jar with my feet. Okay, look what's happening with my legs. That's my stability. Take a nice deep breath in. Cave diver breath. And I'm bringing the bar down to my lower ribs. Right back up. Bring it right back down. Right back up. You're imagining now that this bar is like somebody jumping on a trampoline. And the trampoline is your ribs. And so when the bar comes here, your ribs depress a little bit, you give a little bit, and then you kind of pop them back up. And as they come over here, your legs act like springs. They absorb it, and then the legs push, and it pops back up. This is all going to get a little bit clearer for you as we do it. It's a very technical movement. That's how I explain it. Go ahead.
And as a woman, can I just skip this part?
As a woman, can you skip this part? What does that have to do with being a woman?
I don't know.
Women push just like men push.
Okay.
You're probably thinking, oh, I don't want to develop pecs because I'm a woman. The prime mover for a bench press is the tricep. And it doesn't even matter. You have to train your body functionally. You have to train it as a system, as a unit. You can't neglect a movement for aesthetic reasons, because then you're missing the whole point of the MH5 training system, which is to have a completely well-rounded body that is good at moving with weight. Go ahead. So lie back first. Watch your head. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so put your ring finger on the ring. Get married to Barbara. There you go. Good. Place your feet over here. Back them up. Even more. You're going to push your whole body back without hitting your head on that wall. Okay, and lie back there. Good, okay. So this is the first thing, is you're starting off in this position over here. I call this teabag, the teabag position, because if you have a spotter, he's teabagging you, okay? For those of you who get that, all right? Now, lift yourself up so your eyes are right over here. You have to pull your chest off the ground, plant these into the ground, pull. Okay, try to lift your butt up too, and bring your whole body this way. Exactly, and I'll bring your whole body there and back down, okay? Stay right there, perfect. The bar is now under your eyes. You're in the correct position. Now you have two legs. Don't move those feet. Do not move those feet. Stop moving them. Don't move them, okay? I gotta show you something here. We'll start with this leg. Only this leg, okay? While you're pressing this bar into the bench hard, put a lot of pressure, press it back, okay? You're creating tension here, right? And that's gonna give you the opportunity to create tension there one side at a time. You're slowly gonna shimmy this foot forward until your heel could touch the ground. So press down hard. Your heel's not touching yet, a little bit more, and only the minimum. Oh, don't go too far. And push as hard as you can. Now, when you're doing that, your hamstring is activated, your butt is activated. Press hard. That's what I call screwing your foot into the ground. Do the same thing on the other side, nice and slowly. If you go too fast, you lose tension. You have to push here while you do it. Great, now you have great tension. Now you can bring this bar a little bit more forward. Keeping tension in your feet here, you can now lift the bar and bring it over your ribs. You can push with your feet. There you go. Okay, focus. Take a nice deep breath in. Push your feet into the ground and bring it down to your ribs. All the way down. Good. Relax for a second. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to let this push into your ribs a bit. You're going to push down with your feet hard And as that wave of kinetic energy or potential energy moves from your foot up to this area and into your arms, you're going to push it up. Go. So push feet and then hands. Push, push, push. That's one. Ready? Bring it down. Absorb. Push. Two. You push with the feet first. One more. And push. And now you're going to bring it back there. Great. Okay, you may remove yourself from the bench. We're going to go a little bit more detailed here. So that was fine, okay? It's complicated, this movement, especially the, you know, I'm teaching in a way that simplifies it, but it's still a complicated movement overall. So something I want to reiterate to you is that you're lying down, you have this bar here, and every time it comes down, it's like a trampoline and a trampoline jumper, okay? He's coming down, the trampoline depresses, the springs in the trampoline, being your legs, will absorb that energy and then pop it back up. It'll reverse. The strength and energy that comes from a bench press starts with your legs, just like a Romanian deadlift. So if this was really heavy, now we're doing this, okay? It would look kind of like this. That's from teabag to exorcist. I'm placing my feet, squeezing my butt. When I do this, when I'm pushing with my feet, I'm testing to see that if I have enough, if I have a good position to drive off with my legs. That's what I'm checking, okay? I want to make sure that I'm driving with my legs. Pick it up. Look at my legs now. I absorb, push back and up. Absorb, push back and up, okay? I'm doing it very slowly and separate, but that's the movement. If I did it at normal speed, but there's constant, continuous tension in my legs and in my arms. The entire time, I'm the angry bus driver, newspaper in the armpit, knife in the back. Why? Because I need my surface over here, my lat, I need this surface to be popped out. So when I bring the bar down like this, my upper arm bone and muscles can rest on that surface. Okay, if I show you from the side here, you see that? It's resting on my lat muscle. You don't have to have a big lat muscle for that to work, by the way. And then another thing to consider is that when the bar is coming down, your forearm is, what's the word? Perpendicular to your torso. It's not like this, it's like that. That's how you know where the bar should go. So when I bring my hand perpendicular to my torso, the bar should be around here. Does that make sense? Why do I want to do that? Very simple. Gravity is pushing or pulling me straight down. I want to move directly against gravity. I don't want to move at an angle from gravity. And so if gravity is over here pulling my hands down, I want to push away from gravity. And what will end up happening is, based on how a human body is built, you're going to end up pushing like this, but it's going to end up coming up over your head and then back to your rib area, depending on how long your arms are. It's a little bit different for everyone. Make sense? I'm going to show you one more time. I'm not going to talk so much this time. Under the bar, digging in. I'm positioning my feet. How do I know if my feet are in the right position? I could do something like that and feel good about it. Here we go. Robotic. Be a robot. Your turn. Relatively straightforward. You just have to remember the story. Teabag, exorcism, angry bus driver, all that good stuff. It's a little bit funky. You're going to bring your feet back. Yeah, good. So when you actually move into position, you're going to have a bunch of tension built up there. That's what you want, okay? Lift your whole body up. Go ahead. And slide it over. Great. Keep that tension. Dig your feet in. One at a time only. Good. Test it to see if your glute could fire. Does it feel like your ass is firing as much as possible? It's like flexing. Great. You could bring this whole thing forward. Your fingers are in an equal position. This one isn't. There you go. Ring on the ring finger. Take a nice deep breath. Angry bus driver, newspaper in the armpit. Good, it's all you. Trampoline jumper on the trampoline. Absorb with your feet, and now spring it back up. All the breathing is at the top. Absorb and up. I want to see it absorb. One more. Absorb, there's pressure here and it moves down into here, and now you push it back up. Yes, good. Does that make sense to you, the whole trampoline thing? You feel it? Or
Yeah.
you're questioning it? You get it?
Kind of, yes.
Kind of. Okay, so go back in this position. Actually, you know what? I want you to be the trainer, okay? And I actually want you to put your hands around my feet when I'm doing it, and you're gonna understand what's happening. I'm shifting the energy towards my feet and then back into my hands. So, let me position myself really quick. Okay, here we go. June bug in the background. Okay, so now where is the energy? Where's the force? It's right over the bar, right? Which means my center of gravity, I guess you could say, is right over my chest. When I bring the bar down, put your hands right near my chest area, my ribs actually. Kneel. I want you to kneel. Get on your knee.
I don't understand what you want me to
Put your hand on my ribs. No, on the side.
ribs.
Good, okay? So I bring it down. Get your hand out of the way. Get your hand out of the way. There you go. The energy's there, okay? As this depresses, the energy is transferring to where? My feet. Go put your hand over there on my foot.
On your foot.
Yeah, remove this hand. Okay? So, see what's happening there? Okay, so I'm here, feel my foot. There's nothing in my foot now. I mean, there's a little bit. I bring it down, and this happens, and it transfers over to here. And now I have to bring it back there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm going from energy here, quickly to there. From here, rebound, back to here, pop it up.
Good.
Make sense? Would you like to try one more time?
No.
Wow, okay. I guess you're sick of it already. Let's do dips. Dips are very simple. You can stay right there. I'm just going to set this up. Dips, I just got to move this. You can see this particular system for home training is quite useful. I'm using it for years. There's no reason why you can't do this kind of program at home in your living room when you have this, or in your basement or whatever. Okay, so a dip. Pretty simple, straightforward, and we're gonna end up using that little step for you. A dip is simple. Imagine you're dipping yourself into a jacuzzi. If I were doing it from the back here, this is not typically how you do it, but I'm here, I'm with my friends, and it's like, oh, what's the temperature of this jacuzzi here? And you get inside and you're like, it's hot. And you come back up, okay, from the side. Here I am, and you just go down. You could tap your foot at the bottom as low as you could go. Push right back up. So simple, anyone could do it. 1 second. Gonna get you this. Now, for women, again, women tend to have issues with doing body weight movements. That doesn't mean we don't do them. It means we build up to it. We use a step or an assist to help you do it. And so here you are like this. You place one foot over here. You stand yourself up. You get in a nice little stable position. And you could go down. You could even use your other leg to help you. See how low I'm going? I'm going as low as I can, as long as you don't have shoulder problems. Come right back up. You could even do it this way, since it's not that high off the ground. Guess what you're doing with your hands as you do it? You're opening the pickle jar. You're the angry bus driver. Go ahead. When you're doing it, try to make your shoulder touch your hand. Okay, you want your hand, as it's moving towards your shoulder, you want them to almost meet. If you have a shoulder problem, probably don't want to do that. But otherwise, if your shoulder's healthy, go for it. All you. I'm going to keep my hand here because this machine's a little unstable. Ready. Nice and deep. Good, and up. That's one, okay? Do not make it a leg exercise. Show me number two. Two, I want to hear you breathe. At the top here, you should go, And an angry bus driver, newspaper in your armpit, knife in the back. Opening the pickle jar with your hands. 3, good. And step off. All right, stand right over there for me. Great. Just like all the other movements, we're always doing the angry bus driver, newspaper in your armpit, knife in the hands. We're always doing that. We're always imagining that part. In that way, it is like a deadlift, because in a deadlift you do that. Let's do another one on this side. Same idea. Hands come over here. I grab that bar securely. I'm opening the pickle jar with my hands. As I come up, I take a deep breath in, position myself accordingly, and I'm descending. The entire time I'm descending here, I am putting a ton of pressure into those handlebars with my hands. As if my feet were screwing in the ground, I'm doing the same thing with my hands. 1, all the way down. 2, all the way down. 3, great. Go for it. I'm gonna stand right over here. Give me a moment. Go for it. Take a nice deep breath in. Open the pickle jar with your hands. Good, all the way down and up. Try to reach full depth. Bring your shoulder towards your hands. Very good. Go all the way down. Come all the way up. And one more. Awesome, thank you. Stand right over here for me. That's a dip. So we've learned all the pressing movements, okay? You're pressing this way, that's an overhead press. You're pressing overhead. This way, that's a bench press. And this way, it's a dip. Clear?
Yes.
Good job.